Hey, you want to know the keys to how to be the hero in your own life? Number one is a healthy mind. What we are thinking inside our mind, our thoughts and our feelings really create our reality. And this is what this YouTube is going to take you on a journey. I'm going to be reading a book called Power of Decision, but also coming from some of my own experiences as I completed a 25-year marriage and moved from the medical field into life coaching, and it all had to do with a healthy mind and being pulled by a life that really excited me, fascinated me, and I wasn't following somebody else's ideas of what my best life would look like. So if this resonates with you, stay tuned. I'm going to be reading more and more about basically, how do you let go of the crap that's in your brain that's not serving you? How do you manage the thoughts? And how do you step into this self-determination and actually get things done in your life? Like you're doing the hero stuff in your life. I don't know about you, but for so many years, I looked outside myself. Even though I accomplished some great stuff in my life, I kept looking outside myself. And it's all inside of us, you guys. Everything we need is inside of us. And it starts with taking responsibility. If we take responsibility, then we take the power back and we are the hero of our lives. One of the key elements is to seek new ideas, but not just ideas that other people like, ideas that you like. You know those ideas that you have. All right. There's the hook. If any of that interests you, stay around. We're going to be reading together the book on the power of decision. And it really is going to help about being a choice maker in your life, fulfilling a life, and being powerful and productive. So my name is Beth Wolf. This is what I like to call life in full expression. Let's get it started. Here we go with chapter 1 of The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. The title of this chapter is The Intelligence Factor. And here we go. The individual's ability to act unintelligently in a universe of intelligence is amazing. Unintelligence functioning in human consciousness produces wrong decisions. I just love how Dr. Barker just starts off stating this fact. Unintelligence functioning in human consciousness produces wrong decisions. We really are intelligence, and when we are functioning other than that, we end up with wrong decisions. He says that as a result of these wrong decisions, he's going to give us a list of things that people limit themselves with. Guess what? Number 1, they limit themselves with sickness. Number 2, financial strain. 3, family quarrels. And 5, frustration. All of which, according to Dr. Barker, is unnecessary. The power to make right decisions is yours. And this book will reveal to you the methods for creating a healthy mind that will cease making erroneous decisions. It's a great word, erroneous. Modern science proves the universe, the cosmos, to be an arena of intelligence, wherein intelligence, left to its own devices, will act and react, guess what? Intelligently. Well, science finds cause and creation by seeking the creative process as it functions in a framework of intelligence known as order, premised upon law. So if you're familiar with the laws of the universe, you can see that begins to actually make great sense. He goes on to say that the creative process, individualized in man, is his capacity for right decisions. Your creative process, your own individual creative process, is really what develops your capacity to make right decisions. So I don't know about you, but that's a big clue that we want to be in states of creativity. He goes on to say that the infinite mind, capital I and capital M, could not act unintelligently. In fact, the cosmos would not be the visibility of total idea, law, and order if the infinite ever knew an instant of confusion. Cause is never indecisive, never disturbed, and never defeated. It continues to act intelligently as law and order, no matter what we do with our lives. So, time and space forever remain the same as we move through them. Man may be limited, but the universe is not. So, intelligence created in you, what is that? Well, any creation of an infinite intelligence would have to be intelligent, putting it simply. Also, the purpose, the plan, and the process of coming into being would necessarily be intelligent. We are intelligent, result of an infinite mind acting with purpose in ways of intelligence to express itself as intelligence in a universe of intelligence. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of intelligence going on there. Yeah. So law and order are as inherent in an individual, they're inherent in you, as they are in the universal scheme of things. He gives a great example. He says that the newborn child is the result of intelligence. Well, I guess you could say that it's a result of some other things. I'm just being silly and funny there, but you know what I mean. Anyways, for months, the intelligence in the mother's subconscious mind has been at work to bring this child into the world. It emerges into a world of possibility and guess what? Flexibility to think and feel as its way through its lifespan. It is equipped with intelligence, and this intelligence will unfold and evolve as the child is trained in intelligent ways to act and react in living. We think of the newborn child as being cute, but rarely as being intelligence in action. You know, I have 2 daughters, and I use the word cute. I don't think I ever did say that. Look at that little baby, intelligence in action. Every child individualized the infinite mind. So if that's true, if we assume that every child is intelligence in action, then how the heck are problems born in the first place? And that's about what Dr. Barker is about to explain. He says that the manifest universe is the continuous operation of a first cause, which he calls mind. And we are also a continuous operation of this first cause as mind in conscious action. Our conscious and subconscious intelligence, acting in and out of the universal subconscious of the cosmos, has total power for self-expression and self-evolution. So there is one God, one mind, one cause, and one intelligence. And basically, each one of us on the earth individualized that. So unto us is given the totality of mind for our use and for our distribution of its ideas into form. We've got access to the cosmos in a nutshell. So how are problems born? Well, trouble results when you and I, or someone else, when an unintelligent factor is introduced into a field of intelligent activity. And he gives an example here of an unintelligent factor. Might be worry. Another one could be fear or hate or resentment. The list could include all the negatives known. Here's the birth of the problem. Worry is the gestation period during which a negative situation is produced by our own thought and appears in our experience as a problem. Now, the universal mind being impersonal, not knowing what it creates, yet knowing how to create it. That's a very big key. The universal mind doesn't know what it creates, but it knows how to do it. It remains undisturbed by the unintelligent creations of our thought, which temporarily exist within it. And so God or universe is undisturbed by our wrong decisions, which are our unintelligent actions in a universal mind of intelligence. So next up, know yourself as intelligence. I have some lines that I love to write all over this book, and one of the things that I wrote at the very top of this page was, I am born out of intelligence. So let's read a little bit more. After you read the next sentence, pause and then speak it aloud. Are you ready? So you're going to pause and then speak this aloud. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. So go ahead and repeat that. I'll say it again. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. Okay, ask yourself this question now. Does your mind instinctively react with a no? Like you're saying, no, I'm not pure intelligence, and I'm not always acting intelligently, in fact. What do you experience with that question? He also asked, does this statement go against all your present self conclusions? If it does, then you need the instruction in this book. The first time I read that, and even right now as I read it, I'm like, I don't feel that I'm always acting intelligently. I'd love to. So with that, I'm going to keep reading. If it does, then you need the instruction in this book. And we've determined, okay, we do. Mind and what it creates are one. There's a scripture read from the book of John in the New Testament of the Bible, chapter 10, verse 30. And it's a quote from Jesus. And Jesus said, I and my Father are one. So why does Dr. Raymond quote this, I and my Father are one? He goes on to say that you were born out of intelligence, as intelligence to express intelligence. That's a lot of oneness there. Well, worry, fear, disease, argument, and frustration are not your normal heritage. These are abnormal and healthy uses of mind and emotion, which you have wrongly assumed to be necessary to your everyday living. Your rebuttal that these negative states are normal because everyone has them does not make them so. I love what he says here next. All the sickness in the world cannot disprove health as normal. And all the sorrow in the world does not prove joy to be abnormal. It is obvious that health, joy, plenty, love, and self-expression are the normal modes of living. The fact that you and every other living soul want health, wealth, joy, and self-expression indicates that their possibilities are already in you. Or
you could not seek them in your world of experience. So wait a minute. He's saying that if I didn't already have wealth and joy and health and self-expression in me, I basically could not actually seek them. So if they are within you, how did they get there? Well, mind, capital M, individualize these potentials in your consciousness, because only as you express these needs are you expressing life intelligently. Now that's kind of cool to know. I don't know about you, but basically expressing health, wealth, joy, and your own individualized self-expression is basically saying that you are expressing life intelligently. So then we move on to a new self-awareness. And I wrote at the top of this page, I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. I feel like that's a really great phrase to go with the Superman pose. Like you're going into a really important meeting, and on your way there, whether you're, in your truck or your car, and you might be a little bit nervous, or you might be stepping into unintelligence and worry, that you take some time before you go into that meeting and put your hands on your hips and produce some testosterone in you and saying, I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. So if you can say this without subconscious rejection of the fact, you are well along the pathway of spiritual understanding. Woohoo! If the central idea involved here causes no conflict in your acceptance of yourself as intelligence, excuse me, then you are ready to live effectively. You cannot go beyond your own self-accepted image. That's just another way of saying we can't outperform our own sense of self-deserving. As long as you underestimate yourself, you cannot succeed in life. No person is stupid. Stupidity is only a misuse of intelligence in non-intelligent ways. How'd you like to share that with someone when maybe you might be observing a not very skillful behavior and you go, you're kind of just misusing intelligence in a non-intelligent way. I think that's funny. Everyone, including you, is mind in action, with the potentials of greatness awaiting the individuals. Demand that they shall come forth out of the depths of consciousness and begin creative action. I like to call this fully awake, fully alive. Come out of your depths of consciousness and begin your creative action. Well, how do we develop this? He goes on to say, to develop this new consciousness of yourself as intelligence, use the following spiritual treatment. Now, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, remember, he is a mental scientist. So, doctor of mental science, he's going to give you some mental treatments, and he calls them spiritual treatments. So I'm going to read this to you. And it's a great thing that if you have the text to write it on a card or take a snapshot with your phone. And this is something that you could read over and over again and really allow it to permeate and feel. Okay, so what's this spiritual treatment to develop your new consciousness of yourself as intelligence? He gives us the instructions to both silently read this and read it silently and audibly. He says that it will awaken the dormant possibilities within you and start their activity. So are you ready to awaken your dormant possibilities and start a new activity. Yes, yes. Here we go. There is one cause, one mind, and one source. I am because this cause created me out of itself in order to express itself as me. This cause, being pure mind, created me as pure mind in action. God knows me as, as me. God knows me as an intelligent vehicle of its great ideas. Therefore, I now know myself as the mind of God in expression. I am alert, vital individualization of the infinite mind. I am intelligence, wisdom, knowledge. Every idea I need is already within my consciousness. These ideas are now activated in my thought, and I am fully aware of them. Henceforth and forevermore, I shall make right decisions. Isn't that fantastic? Henceforth and forevermore, I shall make right decisions. So again, that's a spiritual treatment that can be very helpful for you to at least take a picture of it and read it over and over again. A great recommendation might actually to lie in bed before you go to sleep at night and read that spiritual treatment. That would be another great idea. All right, well, I'm going to bring to the end this first part of Power of Decision, Chapter 1, The Intelligence Factor. And I'm dividing this into parts. So for now, we'll end this section and bring it up with our next section will be No Self-Argument.